Hello everyone, welcome back to another Cupid Parasite. We're going to be going down episode 2 of Gill. First night, is that what it said? I don't remember. I'm too caught up in these intros and outros to really read what's going on the screen. Anyway, my voice is almost completely back, so that's good at least. Still have a really stupid cough, and I can't do anything about that, but, you know, all that will be edited out during this anyway, so I can at least laugh a little bit, and my voice pitch can go up and down more. I'm starting this episode kind of late, but I'm probably still going to get it edited and out, as long as I don't start falling asleep, so we'll see how that goes. Over the next few days, we poured ourselves into the wedding plans, and the wedding ceremony in Baltimore with Gill began. Oh, they have little fireworks animated. That's cute. Here, Bumblepig. Fireworks lit up the sky as numerous LCI cars rolled into the venue. Okay, maybe not. This one might be a shorter one, just so I can edit it and get it out, because it's going to be a lot of editing out sickness in my video, and I don't want to be up till like 4 in the morning, so we entered the venue hall in a different way than we did Lost York with Bumblepig. Although the cars were different, the presentation made it look like we just left Lost York and arrived at Baltimore by car. Gill and I worked out the ceremony's design so that even those who attended both weddings would enjoy it.
みんな、今日は来てくれてありがとう。
As we stepped out of the car, cheers erupted.
ギルボッちゃん、今日は本当におめでとうございます。
ギル、結婚おめでとう。
As soon as we appeared, the bubble machine sprang to life. The bubbles caught the sunlight and sparkled.
みんな本当にありがとう。美味しい料理をたくさん用意したんだ。いっぱい食べていって。
After making our rounds, we arrived at the bride and groom seat adorned with vibrant flowers. Everyone then gathered.
いやー、ギル、立派になったな。びっくりしたよ。ありがとう。
綺麗な花嫁さんですね。おめでとうございます。
Thank you. Friends from Gill's high school days, LCI employees, and even folks from the car factory had come to join the celebration. We continued with the planned festivities, aiming to make sure everyone had a good time. Balloon release, flower shower, bouquet toss. We even played a video of our Lost York ceremony that was cut like a movie trailer. That's funny. The ceremony was far more casual than the Lost York one, but it was equally enjoyable. Far more casual, I guess so, maybe. By the way, the event presentation was done referencing the romance U-Cubers pointers. We dished the helicopter and flamingos, instead featuring a bubble pig-shaped cake, and we were surrounded by smiles.
いやー、車が変形したケーキを食べるの人生で初めてだわ。すげえなギル。飾り付けも素敵ですし、いやー、ギルボッちゃん、本当にいい式ですね。
うん、俺もそう思うよ。
ギルボッちゃんったら幸せそうだな。
うん、すごく幸せだから。
Look at that blush. Gill surveyed the vineyard. He smiled happily.
式の演出、これにしてよかったな。こうやって座ってるとみんなに話しかけてもらえるし、みんな料理に喜んでくれてるし、派手な演出にしてたらせっかく来てくれたみんなとこうして話せないところだったよ。リネット、俺の暴走を止めてくれてありがとね。 君と一緒にプランを考えられてよかったよ。
Me too. I enjoyed planning with you.
本当？
Absolutely. The planning phase is really what makes the wedding ceremony. Sure, it got tough to get Gill to rethink his initial vision for the ceremony, but we managed to have open discussions about it. We found a balance in our values and discovered each other's preferences. That process was definitely enjoyable.
そっか。嬉しいな。俺はきっと世界で一番の幸せ者だよ。
Gill says that all the time. Gill looked so happy during our first wedding ceremony, and throughout the honeymoon, he frequently voiced how happy he was to be married. Hearing him say so often doubled my own joy. I feel the same way. I'm the luckiest woman in the world.
リネット。
We smiled at each other and embraced.
大好きだよ。
Yeah,
愛してる。
I love you too. We shared an intimate moment only to be interrupted by the cheers from behind us.
いやー、ギルボちゃん、熱いね。
あ
Awkward moment. I totally forgot everyone was still there.
あ、まあ新婚だし、これぐらい普通だよ。
いやいや、2回目の結婚式でこんなに熱い夫婦は初めて見たよ。
ああ、そうか。2回目の結婚式でしたっけ。
でも彼女となら何度でも結婚したいから100回結婚式しても足りないぐらいだよ。
ほんとラブクラフトだな。愛を作りまくりじゃん。
うん、そうなんだ。
Once Gill told me how much he disliked his last name in the past. He'd been teased about crafting love. But now he was laughing along with everyone else about it. He smiled. His smile seemed genuinely amused. From there, the wedding ceremony proceeded smoothly. After we made the rounds greeting everyone, the music switched to a new tune, and we heard a peculiar sound effect. Gil's eyes widened in surprise.
何この音。
Don't worry, Gill. It's just part of the show.
演出？
Something he doesn't know. Yes, that was part of the show that I had secretly added without telling Gill. Oh, really? He had once mentioned regretting a particular part of the previous wedding ceremony. It was time to redo the ring exchange. A little drone. Suddenly, a drone decorated with wedding motifs flew into the venue. The drone had a festive design, causing the crowd to cheer.
ドローン？何これ？
You didn't think it was suspicious when she asked you for your wedding ring back?
うわ、すごっ。
It descended to our table. On the drone was a white cushion carrying our wedding rings. Bill immediately figured out what was about to happen.
これ、もしかして、マリッジリングの交換？
Yeah, Gill, you mentioned wishing we could have done this at the previous wedding ceremony. Since you worked so hard in preparing for this one, I wanted to give something back. I consulted with your butler about it.
ジーヤに。
私たちもギル坊ちゃんの指輪交換を見てみたかったですからね。ぜひにと承ったのです。
ドローンの操縦なら昔ギル坊ちゃんから教わってよくやりましたからね。張り切ってお手伝いさせてもらいましたよ。
バーヤも。そっか。だからタキシードに着替えた時に指輪を一旦お預かりしますって言われてたんだ。
Yeah, I never gave it back.
てっきり人前式の時はそういう決まりなのかなって思ってたけど、みんながサプライズで 用意してくれてたんだ。
Gil smiled happily at me.
ありがとう。もう一度俺、君と指輪の交換をできるんだね。じゃあやろう、指輪交換をさ。
よっ、待ってました。
照れるな、なんか。
While everyone looking on, Gil took my hand. Then the priest appeared as part of the surprise.
それでは皆様、新郎新婦の指輪交換です。お二人とも指輪の交換を。
あ、はい。
Even though he was just as nervous as last time, Gil's hand didn't shake at all. He carefully removed my glove.
じゃあはめるよ。
Okay. Gil took one of the rings and placed it onto my ring finger. It was the same ring that I had been wearing until that morning. It was back where it belonged.
わあ、
He's so cute. We had done this before, but Gil looked at it as if we were exchanging rings for the first time.
やった。今度こそうまくできた。
Now it's my turn.
お願いします。
Gil's wedding ring was bigger than mine. I lifted it from the cushion and slid it onto his ring finger. When our matching rings were snugly fit into our fingers, the crowd erupted in cheers.
ギルボッちゃん、おめでとう。
おめでとうございます、ギルボッちゃん。
みんなありがとう。君もありがとう。俺にまた素敵な思い出を作ってくれて。今度こそ成功させられて本当に嬉しい。これで指輪交換のことを思い出すのももう怖くないよ。
Thank goodness. To be honest, I was a little worried about whether he would like the surprise, but seeing Gil's happiness told me that the surprise was a success. I breathed a sigh of relief and glanced over at the butler and nanny. Then I noticed some people approaching us.
ギル、久しぶりだな。ギル、結婚おめでとう。指輪交換最高だったよ。
わあ、みんな今日は来てくれてありがとう。
The people who seemed to be Gil's friends approached him, and his eyes lit up. His expression was different from when he had been speaking to his workshop and high school buddies. It was a warmer, friendlier expression. Gill, who are these people?
俺のミドルスクールの時の友達だよ。うわ、懐かしいな。みんな元気だった？
元気元気。いやー、でもまさかギルがこんなスマートなシティボーイになって女の子捕まえちゃうとはな。ミドルスクールの時のギルからは全然想像できないよ、ほんと。
俺別に昔から変わらないと思うけど。
いや、全然違うって。子供の頃はほら8割ぐらい何言ってるかわからなかったし。
俺の話2割しか伝わってなかったの？
あの頃は車の話ばっかだったもんな。まあうちは車工房だから俺にはちゃんと伝わってたけどさ。
ああ、よかった、伝わってる人いて。
あの頃からいつか自分の人生を捧げる人に出会いたいって言ってたもんな。ほんとおめでとうギル。
うん、ありがとう。俺ようやく自分の人生を捧げたい女の子と結婚できたんだ。
He said that as though lost in thought. Gil then shot me a sloppy smile. Seeing his love-struck expression, all of his friends burst into laughter.
ほんと幸せそうだな。 いや、羨ましいよ。二人ってどこで出会ったんだっけ？
At a marriage agency.
どこから話せばいいかな。始まりはルームシェアからなんだけど、でもそれだけじゃなくて。
Bill began telling the story of how we first met. We started off as roommates, but there was a time where we lost touch. But when he joined Cupid Corp for matchmaking help, we reconnected.
へえ。婚活しに行ったら失恋した相手が担当アドバイザーだったか。まさに運命じゃないか。
そう、まさに運命なんだ。でもその運命にたどり着けたのも彼女のおかげなんだよ。
Bill gently laid his hand over mine, his gaze overflowing with love.
アドバイザーだった彼女は俺を見捨てないで俺と向き合って婚活の特訓をしてくれたんだ。俺のダメなところとか遠慮なく言ってくれてさ、相談にもたくさん乗ってもらえて、一生懸命な彼女を見ていたら俺もちゃんともう一度頑張りたいって思ってさ、そう思えたから今があるんだ。彼女のおかげで俺は自分を見つめ直せて結婚できたんだよ。
へえ、結婚相談所ってそんな熱心にやってもらえるんだ。やっぱロサンヨークは違うな。
そこ？俺今いい話してなかった？
ごめん。いやー、ちょっと結婚相談所にちょうど興味があったからさ。
Oh, really? I leaned forward and Gill and his friend exchanged a look.
いや、ほんと熱心なアドバイザーさんなんだな、ギル。
そうなんだよ。本当に俺も尊敬しててさ。それより結婚相談所に興味あるってなんで？付き合ってる人いなかった？
おー、いや違う。俺じゃなくてさ、ロサンヨークに行ってる妹がだよ。最近妹が結婚したがってるんだけど、なかなか相手が見つからないみたいでさ。まさに CC に登録しようか悩んでるって聞いたばっかだったから、そっちが気になっちゃって。
そうだったんだ。
ってことで、もしよければお嫁さん、うちの妹に紹介してもいい？
Sure, no problem. I'll give you my business card later.
ありがとう、助かるよ。ってごめん、結婚式の最中にこんな話して。
No worries. I'm happy to help anyone on their journey to marriage.
ほんと君らしいな。相変わらずキューピッドパラサイトだね。
Bill didn't outright say that I was the real Cupid, but the look in his eyes hinted at it. My inherent instinct for matchmaking was a secret known only to Gill. We quietly held hands and shared a knowing smile. The wedding ceremony proceeded blissfully. That was a very long 25-minute wedding, and it's still not over. We chatted with relatives who had come from afar and laughed with his old friends. Next was the bride and groom's exit, signaling the end of the wedding ceremony.
皆さん、今日は俺たちの結婚式に来てくださりありがとうございました。これから俺は彼女と一緒に温かい家庭を築いていきたいと思います。
Everyone stood up, applauding.
じゃあ捕まって。
Huh? Suddenly, I felt myself being lifted off the ground. Oh, Gill.
やった、できた。
He's so happy. Gill was carrying me in his arms bridal style. Gill often did that when we headed to bed, but I was in a dress at that moment. Gill, isn't this dress making me heavy? Despite its simple design fitting for a garden wedding, I could feel the weight of the dress. I assumed it would be difficult for him to carry me like that, but Gill just smiled.
まさか翼が生えているみたいに軽いよ。
I don't think so. Gil, however, seemed unfazed and joyfully carried me around.
じゃあみんな今日は本当にありがとう。
ギルお幸せにな。
ギル坊ちゃんおめでとう。
Everyone cheered and clapped for us. With everyone watching, Gil carried me off.
はい到着。
Gil gently set me down on the bed.
はあよし。
That made me a bit nervous. Gil had carried me Princess style all the way to his room despite my protests along the way. He refused to set me down. I noticed Gil's arms were shaking near the end. In the end, the wedding ceremony was a success. All that was left was to change and get some rest. I was feeling exhausted. But my relaxation was cut short. As soon as he set me down on the bed, Gil hugged me.
リネット
His eyes were so close and our noses almost touched. I felt my heart flutter. It's time for the post-wedding kiss. Whenever Gil looked at me that way, I knew what was coming. Oh my goodness. Wait, Gil, I need to change first.
ダメだよ。
Nope. He was giving me an intense, passionate gaze. He gently began removing my silk gloves. Gil.
綺麗だよリネット。
As he maintained eye contact, he removed my high heels. Oh my goodness. He's keeping eye contact during all of this. He then carefully set aside the shoes, chosen to match my outfit as if they were made of glass. Hold up.
何を
His voice, I know, right? His voice carried a playful tone as he smiled mischievously. I know, I heard that all the way in my head. His hand slid up from my heel to my calf. Just as I was about to ask him to stop, his lips met mine. Gill. I remembered his name between kisses, but it didn't deter him. His kisses grew deeper, leaving me breathless. As usual, that was just the beginning. Hold on, Gill.
またない。
She just knows. She knows the build-up. But in this outfit...
んなんでダメなの
I know, I'm sure it's just gonna come off, right? It's fine. Because I looked away, too embarrassed to explain. If I voiced my thoughts, it could sound like I was inviting him in. But he seemed to know exactly what I was thinking. He twirled the ribbon of my dress with his fingertip, whispering playfully into my ear. Oh my goodness. He is enjoying this. To be honest, I am too.
今日は結婚初夜だよ。だからドレスのままでいて。
Yo.
本当はさ、一度でいいからウェディングドレスでしたかったんだ。ロサンヨークの結婚式ではすぐに着替えちゃってできなかったでしょ
He wants to leave it on. He knew what was coming. But it's such a beautiful dress. Maybe I should change.
大丈夫だよ。買ったドレスだからさ。
That's not the point. My protest fell on deaf ears. Our lips met again, and he gently pressed me down to the bed, beginning to shower me with kisses. Gill's lips traveled down my neck. As he sucked lightly, my shoulders twitched. Oh my goodness. Gill.
ほら、白いドレスによく似合う。
He traced his finger over my neck, grinning. It was a beastly smile. Gill, are you being a bit mean today?
そうかな。そうかも。
That was cute. He's like, am I?
こうして純白のドレスを着てる君を見てるとさ、汚れない天使である君を地上に留めたんだって興奮するんだ。
His lips slightly brushing his mind, teasing with a hint of tongue.
愛してるよ、リネット。
I couldn't escape. I surrendered, closing my eyes and giving myself to Gill. That first night as newlyweds with Gill was even more tense than the last. In the end, Gill's passion didn't wane until dawn. Oh my goodness. I told you Gill's passion story would not disappoint. The next morning.
ごめん。ごめんってば。
What did you do? I woke up sulking and wrapped myself in the blanket. What? Gill had been quite rough last night. My goodness. Seeing me curled up, Gill looked a bit sheepish.
ほら、朝ごはん来たし、食べよ。
I'm sorry, but this little small nerdy man and she's complaining about him being too rough. Like the images don't match up. Like you have Gill with the glasses, and then you have Gill in the last scene. Manly, passionate, completely different images.
大丈夫だよ。ジーヤやバーヤにバレないようクリーニングに出したから。ね。
What did you do to the dress? It was so embarrassing though. Gill was seriously such a tease last night, so fierce and persistent. He didn't stop even when I asked him to. If anything, he seemed to get even wilder. Oh my goodness. Just thinking about it made me blush. See, the image just doesn't match up. Gill has a wild side. That was why I couldn't look Gill in the face. Even though I was all wrapped up in the blankets, Gill was trying to pull me out.
朝ごはん、君の好きなフレンチトーストだよ。ほら、冷めないうちに食べようよ。
You've terrified your wife.
ソースはベリー、キャラメル、メープルから選べるよ。
I peeked my head out from the futon and caught a whiff of something sweet. The moment I smelled breakfast, my stomach grumbled. I thought about getting up, but quickly ducked back under the covers because Gill was looking at me.
なんで戻っちゃうの？
Because it's just so awkward.
ティレット。
Oh my goodness. Gill pulled me into a hug over the futon. I thought he was just going to roll me out, but he crawled under the blankets with me instead.
ごめん。あんまそんな可愛いことされると、俺また我慢できなくなる。
Gill?
だからね、起きてきて朝ごはん食べよう。
I knew that staying curled up in the blankets wouldn't solve anything. It would probably just lead to more embarrassing stuff. I reluctantly got dressed, then sat down at the table. Suddenly, all of the shame I felt disappeared. The breakfast looked too good to resist. All the shame. It looked so yummy. I forgot I was sulking, and my eyes lit up. Gill looked relieved and smiled.
よかった。きっとその言葉を聞いたらシェフも喜ぶよ。
A chef. Gill sure is a rich boy, having a personal chef and getting breakfast served in his room. I'll try some. I took a bite and elegant flavors filled my mouth, instant mood booster. It's so good.
かわいいな。
I was being moved by such a delicious breakfast. By the time we finished eating, I was in a much better mood. So what now? Our honeymoon goes until the day after tomorrow.
それなんだけど、疲れてるだろうし、今日はうちでゆっくり休んでさ、明日はネプチューン祭りに行かない？
Neptune Festival.
実はちょうど明日から始まるんだ。
Knockout happenstance. There wasn't a single choice in any of that. I don't know if I want to keep going or not. I think I am going to stop the episode for here because it's 1 o'clock and it's going to be probably close to like a 35-minute video, which I know is really short, but it's gonna put me about 2 o'clock before I can get it posted on YouTube after editing and uploading and all that. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop. 2 o'clock's really late. That's about my limit now that I've got over being sick. I'm slowly getting back in my old routine. I was going to bed at 10 with my husband and getting up at 6:30, but now I've been slowly going to bed 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, sometimes 3, but maybe not always 3. I'm still getting up at 6:30, so I don't take a nap right now, but I'm sure after a while going to bed at 2 o'clock for a week, I want to start taking naps again, but I do want to go ahead and stop the episode for here because I'm going to have to edit out a lot of throat clearing and coughing. But anyway, that episode was exactly how I thought it was going to be. So anyway, if you guys did enjoy it, drop a like down below and or subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.